Hi and welcome to everyone. This is Essen and I will guide you today about your English subject, that is CPS2. So before entering into our syllabus, we have to know that there are actually 10 units in your syllabus and you have to attain 70 marks, that is the written examination, and there is obviously the 30 marks which is for practicum and which I have already given you. Now let us move to our unit 1, that is issues of teaching of English in the elementary level in India. And in this unit we have to know about the language. So we all know that language is the very normal way that the humans communicate with each other. Language is the very way through which we can express our words, our emotions, our feelings to the another person. And obviously, there are the language of the animals also. We know that. When people use the word language, they can also mean the language of a community or country, the ability of their speaking power, and obviously there are some kind of formal languages in mathematics, logic, and computing. And we know that there are obviously some sign languages which the deaf people means the people who cannot hear the language for their own communication. And there is the language that is a type of school subject. Now we have to know about its types. We know there are three types of languages. That is the first language, which is called our mother tongue, which we acquire first from our birthhood. And now it is about the second language. What is second language? Actually, in India, English language is called second language, and it is also termed as L2. And ultimately, it is about foreign language. We all know that the language of the foreign country means which is not our native language is called foreign language, and it is basically studied for our communication. Now we have to keep it in our mind the two term, that is ESL means English as a second language, and EFL, that is English as a first language, and that is the very that is the very term we have to keep it in our mind because so many times it comes in our examination. Now we have to know about the historical view of ESL in India, means English as a second language. So now we have to know how English came in our India and it is widely used in our country. We all know that with the advent of the British, the English language came to India in the 17th century and that introduced English education in our country. And it was also initiated by the Christian missionaries, like we have the example of Mother Teresa. And the two names that we have to know in the advent of the English language in India, those are Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Rajnath Hari Navalkar, who insisted so many times to learn the language of English because of the progressive manner in India. And lastly came government policy, where English as a medium of instruction is basically used, and also English is used in our administration. So for the purpose of our instruction and also for our own sake in our administration, the usage of English language in India is actually came out. The study of English language was strengthened by Lord Macaulay and Lord William Bentinck. These are the two names who actually very much prominent in the advancement of English language in India. And in 1854, it is Wood's dispatch was passed, which is called Magna Carta of English education in India, and that is very much important topic here. Now we have to know the importance of English in multilingual context in India. We all know that English is basically a link language, that is our national link language. We know in our country where we have where we just go to other states, we have to communicate in English for our own sake because we can't understand the languages of other states people. So that is why it is called national link language. And same as in the international platform, when we just go to the abroad in the foreign countries, we have to speak, we have to communicate in English. Otherwise, we can't understand each other's language. And obviously, English is also called the library language because English is the only language which is worldwide used. You know. And obviously, it is the language of social mobility. You know, it means that we are the social people, and being a social people, we have to go so many places. We have to mobile in so many places, and we use this language that is English, and with the help of this language, we can communicate with other peoples before us. And obviously, language, it is the language of liberation. It means that it is called the language of liberation. It means that with the help of the English language, we can feel liberated. It means that uh, we just can feel free, we just can feel very much expressive because it is the only language through which we can express our views, we can express our words, we can express our own expressions before others. And obviously, the last point, a window on the world. It means that English is called a window on the world. Like we have a window in our room, and through this window we can breathe in and out. Likewise, through the help of English language, we can express our words to others, and the others can also express their words to us. So that is why English is called a window on the world. Now we have to know about the language acquisition and language learning. What is language acquisition? Actually, language acquisition is a gradual development of ability in a language by using it naturally in communicative situation, and it is associated with language one. It is very much informal, and obviously we need not any kind of effort in this process of language acquisition because from our birth time we just are acquainted with our mother tongue, and there we don't have to know about the grammatical process or syntax or the sentence structures of our mother language. So that is why it is called language acquisition, which is our mother tongue. And and in the segment of language 2, that is called language learning, and it is a very conscious process of accumulating knowledge of the vocabulary and grammar of a language, and it is associated with language 2. It means that the second language, and the second language is here English, and it is very much formal in manner, and obviously it requires our effort to learn. So that is why language 2 is called, that means English is called language learning, where we have to learn the basic language with its grammar, syntax, and obviously the sentence structure. Now it is about the aims and objectives of teaching English. We all know that the aims of teaching English are three types, that is literary type, cultural aim, linguistic aim. And now, what is literary aim? We all who love the English literature, that is called the literary aim of language English. And obviously, we all need to know about the British culture, that is the cultural aim. And now it is the linguistic aim. What is linguistic aim? There are four categories. Linguistic aim is actually understand English when spoken, and obviously we have the capability to speak English, and we have to understanding English when it is written, and ultimately we have the capability to write English. So it is all about the linguistic aim. Now it is about the objectives of teaching English as per Kothari Commission 1964 to 1966. You know, the Kothari Commission initiated the very important three-language formula, which was later accepted by the Government of India in 1968, that is NPE 1968, National Policy of Education. Now we have to know what is three-language formula, which is very much important in our syllabus, and it often come in our examination. So carefully listen. The children of Hindi-speaking states are to be taught three languages, namely Hindi, language 1, English, language 2, and one of the local language, that is language 3. And the children of the non-Hindi-speaking states are to be taught the local language, that is language 1, English, that is language 2, and Hindi, that is language 3. So it is all about three language formula, which was initiated by Kothari Commission. And now we have to know the objectives of teaching English as second language in elementary level in West Bengal. What are those objectives? Number one, to enable learners to understand simple situational English when spoken to. Number two, to enable learners to speak words, phrases, sentences, etc. for communication and interaction in an alien situation. Number three, to enable learners to read letters, simple words, phrases, and sentences in context and transfer information from that to other forms. Number four, to enable learners to write plain and simple letters, words, phrases, and sentences to communicate ideas and thoughts, etc. And number five, to enable learners to understand the simple word order and functions of the target language, that is English. So it is all about the objectives of teaching English as second language in elementary level in West Bengal. Now we have to know what are those objectives of teaching English as per NCF 2005. What is the full form of NCF? It is National Curriculum Framework that was initiated in 2005. And the objectives of NCF 2005 are there. Children are born with innate potentiality of acquiring any language including English. Number two, so there should be enough space in the curriculum for adequate exposure to English. Number three, input rich communicative situations help children acquire the language better. Number four, English across the curriculum will help us in this matter. Number five, it views learning of English as everybody's concern rather than the concern of the language teacher alone. Number five, Number six, the evaluation in English need not to be tied to the achievement, but to the proficiency in terms of the skill development. So these are all about the objectives of teaching English as per NCA 2005. And there are some other categories also. The NCEP 2005 therefore lays down the goals of English language curriculum in the following terms. There are the three terms. Number one, attainment of basic proficiency acquired through natural language learning situations. Number two, using language as an instrument for abstract thought and knowledge. And number three, no teaching, only learning approach to be imbibed through the curriculum with the primacy of the children or learners in the whole process. It means that we should focus on the learning that should be burden free, because when the children will learn in a very burden free atmosphere, then the learning will be very much fruitful. And if the learning of the learners would be fruitful, then automatically our teaching will be successful, you know. So this is all about your unit 1, and in your next class I will tell you about the unit 2. So till then, happy learning and stay happy. Thank you.